students, I'm Yogita. Welcome to this learning class. Today our subject is psychiatry nursing and our topic is techniques of therapeutic communication. We learned last class what is therapeutic communication and types of communication like verbal and non-verbal communication. Verbal means you're using word, spoken letters, all those things. Non-verbal means your facial, your gestures, the way you express your feelings, okay, without any words. Now, when we have this therapeutic nurse-patient communication, we can use certain techniques, certain communication techniques that will help us to get the exact information, yeah, like have a good talk with the patient. Now, the first technique is listening. Now listening means this is the best way to have a communication. So here you just listen, because what we can see in our society, we can see many people who are talking, but we find rarely as few people those who really sit and listen. I'll give you an example. You think that you imagine that you are making some travel, maybe a train travel to some of your native place where you have to travel for 10 hours. You just ask with the next person, where you're going. Enough. One question is enough. They will give all the history of their travel details, their family history, personal history, everything. See, because here we find only people who are talking, not listening. So listening is one of the important communication technique in therapeutic communication. Here you need to listen the patient. You cannot be a false listener. That means you're simply nodding your head, but you're sleeping, you're not listening to your patient. But whenever patient asks something, you're really not able to answer. That should not happen. So here listening is one of the very important component where you are actively listening to your patient. Genuinely you're paying interest and you're listening to your patient. A second is broad opening. Now here you will allow the patient to speak from the broad aspect areas. We can tell them, okay, you give your idea about this matter. So like that you ask the question, give a broad concept to the patient to speak, so that it helps us to understand what's the patient idea, what their perception level, what they are thinking, what imagination they got, everything will get an information. So broad opening. Next, restating. Now restating means you are picking the idea from the same content what patient has told to you. From there you pick the main idea and you speak to a patient. You said that like you had a fight with your mother when you were very young. See, this story already patient told you. Yes, sister, I had a very bad fight when I was very young. So see, this story you know. Now you are picking the main idea. From the main idea you're picking the concept and you're talking to your patient. Restating. Now you tell me what happened, what's the reason, what was your mistake, or what you thought about that incident, something like that. You are picking the idea from the main concept what patient has told you. This is called restating. Next is clarification. Now clarification means you will understand with the word itself. You are seeking more information, more clarification. Patient may be talking to you, they are sharing their ideas, they are sharing their feelings with you, but whenever you have any doubt, instead of that filling those ideas, a doubt with your own ideas, you ask with your patient. You said that you had this problem, you said that you applied for divorce. You're talking to your patient now, you said that you applied for your divorce. May I know why suddenly you took that decision? See, you know that now patient applied for divorce, patient told you the story, but you are confused now, why suddenly? So you are asking one more question to clarify that doubt. Unless that you are thinking, you're filling those fill in the blanks with your own imagination, your answer. This is what called clarification. So whenever in the process of communication, when you feel that you are missing with some information, it's good that you ask the question to your patient. Clarification. Then focusing. Now focusing means you are focusing on a patient feelings, what they are explaining in that, what they are exhibiting, that you noticed, and you are pointing on that point. You are asking a question, you are focusing exact main concept what the patient wanted to tell you. Or maybe the patient told you the story that I resigned from my job where I had a problem with my boss, but I had a desire to continue there. Now you're focusing there. Actually, if you had a desire, why you resigned? You're focusing that pain, what they had. See, this is the way you're focusing to your patient. Sharing perception. See, what do you feel about your patient that you are exchanging an idea with the patient. Maybe when you start to do communication, you are asking with your patient, how are you? Patient may say, oh, I'm fine. You look at the fish. Okay, now you're telling to your patient, you said that you're fine, but I can feel that you're a little sad. What happened? See, sharing perception. What you saw and what you perceived about your patient, that you're sharing with your patient. Okay, then humor. Humor means, you know, that comic, it's a way that you can feel relaxed. So this humor you can use in the middle of your communication, so that you also feel little relaxed and your patient also feel little relaxed. So we can use humor in our communication. Then we can use reflection. Now reflection means you are reflecting on a patient ideas, what I said before. The same concept what patient has spoke with you before, what idea they told you before, all the in your communication, that now you're reflecting on that point. Okay, like patient told you the story that a patient had a fight with the husband, patient had very family problem, like marital problem. So this the story what patient told you. Now you are reflecting on that. You said that you had a marital problem. Like when you got married, how many years of marital life? What was the experience? So you're reflecting from the same point what patient has told with you. Then we are having a suggestion. Now suggestion means here you are giving a little more alternatives. Yeah, teaching some skills, problem solving measure to your patients. You are giving suggestions. See, you can do this, you can do that. See, some ideas you are giving so that patient can implement that and they can use it as a problem solving measuring skills. You cannot give direct advice, you do this. No, you can't do that, because if start giving advice, then patient will automatically gradually they follow us, and as a counselor or as a nurse they are depending on you, they'll be depending. So now our goal is to make the patient more independent. So here we will give a suggestions, we will train them how they can develop certain skills, some assertive measures, how they can be so confident, how they can enhance their confidence as well as self-esteem. Now we can example, you can tell, see, when your boss is get angry on you, you can reply in this way. Instead of getting instead of making a situation more worsen and quarreling back with your boss, instead of that you can speak in a much polite way. So you are giving one suggestion. This is called suggestion. And one more therapeutic communication technique is silence. Silence is always better than violence, isn't it? Yes. Now we can use the same silence in our communication process. That means mute. You also not talking, I'm also not talking. We'll mute. That means here in communication process technique, in therapeutic nurse-patient relationship, that in communication process, this silence is really helpful. So that the way you hold the patient hand, it gives a sense that yes, someone is there with you. The way hold the patient shoulder. That minute of silence will really give thousands of meaning. Okay, so that's why we have to give this silence, importance to this silence. Okay, so how this silence is it, but very important, this silence will not be a barrier. As a trained nurse, you must know that how to break this silence, and so that you can move further with your communication process. So these all are the important techniques what we can use in a communication. I'm summarizing, I'm repeating again. The technique what used in communication is listening, broad opening, restating, clarification, reflection, focusing, humor, and sharing perception, suggestion, and silence. I hope you understood. You can expect question on this, and also you can write this answer in your therapeutic nurse-patient relationship answer also. I say bye bye now. Please keep watching. I'll catch you in next video with some new topics. Until then, keep studying. Thank you all.